What's up, guys? Mega Billy Bob here. In this video, we got a topic to talk about that may be of interest to some of you. To others of you, you may not understand what I'm about to be talking about. Basically, the topic that's been floating around my head for a while now has been the old RuneScape community and, how drastically different it is from the community that we have in RS today. And by the old RS community, you may not really know or, see a difference between RS 5 years ago as opposed to now. That's understandable for those of you who may not have been playing for that long or may not have been active in the community at that time. And, if you were the type of person, you just kind of did your own thing, which was hard. It was really hard to do back then because everybody kind of mainly relied on the forums, and everybody was very much more interactive with each other back in those days. I say that like it's such a long time ago, but really RuneScape has changed so much in the past, however long it's been. Basically, ever since the installment of, or the removal of Wildy Free Trade, the Grand Exchange, ever since that's been, taken into effect. And, now that Wildy and Free Trade's back, we're in kind of this, as many people would call it, the no honor system of RuneScape, I guess you could call it. Many people now, they lack the courtesy for other players that was fundamentally instilled in us simply by playing the game and just interacting with people. Such a good time to bring this up as I'm in Catherby right now. This is basically where majorly my whole RuneScape career, if you want to call it a career, basically my whole RuneScape thing started. Spent a hell of a lot of time in this town, fishing my little lobsters until I couldn't fish no more, and then I ended up working my way up to the fishing guild, and the whole time I was interacting with people. I met a lot of really cool people that I'm still friends with to this day. Ever since I got hacked and everything, every one of my friends list deleted a while back, which is something that a lot of you may not know about. I did actually get hacked. They didn't get into my bank. From what I know, they didn't get anything from value off of my character because I actually logged in and my bank pin was set to be canceled for another, 12 hours from then. So yeah, that was kind of a scary thing. Yeah, that was back when I had like 100-some mil in my bank, and that would have been detrimental to my account. I'm not really too sure if I would be playing if I had, if the hacker had been successful, but yeah, anyways, just back then everything was a lot different. Now that the whole trolling thing has really gone mainstream, internet trolls have been around for, forever, really. You've always had your dickbags in RuneScape who just set out to make RuneScape as most of an unpleasant experience for everyone else as they could possibly make it. There's always been that, but you see a lot more of it today because people don't necessarily rely so much on other players now. The act of going to World 2 Falador, who remembers that shit? Before the GE, before everything, everybody would hook up in World 2 Falador, sit there selling, buying, blah blah blah. It wasn't, once you bought an item, you really kind of kept it, unless you saw someone like buying this in like a bank or something like that. You really, no one really wanted to go to World 2 GE or not GE, World 2 Fally to resell their items. But the point I'm getting at is, the community is a lot less interacted with each other now. I see Jagex has tried to improve the community by making clans a bigger part of RuneScape. But in my eyes and mind, it did not work out too well. The community is absolute shit right now. And please, if you agree or disagree with me, go ahead and leave me a comment, because this is something that I honestly would love to know your opinions on. Because, you know, not everybody may feel the same way as me, or not everybody may understand, you know. If you're like a newer player, what's your opinion on the community? Who the fuck is calling me right now? Sorry guys, that was my female acquaintance calling me. I don't really remember the track that I was on, the topic that I was talking about right there, but yeah, in essence, I think what we all need to do, and as corny and as bullshit as this sounds, and as unrealistic as it may seem to a lot of you guys, you know, the YouTube community really can bring it back. You know, we can make this RuneScape community a much better place to be in, because personally, the trolls in RuneScape, all the just bad assholes in RuneScape who, like, you guys know what I'm talking about. You may be one of them. You know, you may be one of them watching this video right now. You know, you got your lurers more than ever now. Holy shit. Because there are so many more ways to lure. There are so many more ways to deceive other players now than there ever was. Before, there was the typical trade scamming and such things. But, you know, back then you learned. You know, you learned to not get scammed. And today, you know, as awful as it sounds, and as contradictory as this sounds, back in the day, you kind of knew not to trust really anybody, you know, except for the people who who you were talking to for however many months. And even those people you couldn't really trust all that much with a large amount of money. But, you know, nowadays, you know, now that everybody's kind of accommodated to the grand exchange and all that, and ever since free trade and wild has been back, you know, scamming and luring is up at an all-time high. People don't really know how to act with this new, you know, newer players don't know how to act. Yeah, sounded like I could be in a rap song right there. Hey, I don't know how to act, you know, these free-to-play players is crazy, smoking crack, or something gay like that. But, yeah, guys, so I'm gonna give you guys some homework. My homework to you is do something nice for somebody in RuneScape. You know, I'm not saying go out and give out your money or something like that, but if you see someone having trouble or something, you see like someone who's like a reasonable, like, I don't know, just go out of your way to help somebody, because I've always been one to, you know, like, when I was doing my wood cutting, I helped a couple kids get on their feet with their whole money deal. You know, like some kids, they came up, you know, I was wearing like my full Armadale and I had my like dragon hatchet and whatnot. And they were like, OMG, how'd you make all this money? I was like, well, mainly bossing and Slayer. And they're like, oh, well, I don't really like combat or whatever. So then I went and I showed them to pick flax. You know, I showed them the fundamental things of making money, you know, like, I'm not saying do exactly that, but go out of your way to help somebody. And if you do that, I'm not saying you have to tell me about it, but if you remember, leave a comment. Or even if you don't leave a comment, just try your best to be like a generally good person on RuneScape, because I think we can all agree that this new community is going to shit right now. And if we all, oh, this is gonna sound so fucking gay, but if we all work together, it won't be a problem as much as it is now, because, yeah, I have a surprise exam, apparently, some surprise butt sex from a dragon. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Make an effort to do your homework tonight. Thanks. Peace.